What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. So I hope you're enjoying your weekends wherever you are. I'm just knuckling down, getting on with things and getting ready for next week. I'm going to be doing some videos in regards to LUNC Pump.Fun and LUNC Swap.Fun, really going over the potential of this new product that's inside the LUNC ecosystem and just how far we're going to be taking this thing. If you have launched already on LUNC Pump.Fun, you're probably aware that we're going to be expanding. And what I mean by that is giving you the tools to expand your user base, the potential of your coin, giving you access to things that relatively aren't accessible to someone who doesn't have any funding, someone that has a dream, has the potential to really bring in that next 1000x on chain. Like I said, I really do believe in the idea of arming the overall community with the tool base they need to push their future. I think it's really important that coin launches and being able to go out there and stake your own claim should not be limited to validators. And effectively, each validator's job is to convince you to buy into their L2 product when realistically, you might have the answer yourself. You might have exactly what the LUNC chain's looking for, and you yourself might be that hidden gem in the rough. The crypto market cap's looking really good today. We're seeing some positivity out there. And yeah, it's on the hourly chart. I am really drenching myself in any positivity that I can find at the moment because we've been in a severe bear market. But I hope you've been doing what I've been doing, and that is simply just dollar cost averaging into many of my different positions. One of those being Ponky. This is a play that I believe in. I've rode it a few times. We rode it quite consistently inside the Patreon group, which I don't even do anymore. But we had a lot of success when it came down to Ponky. And this is a community that is very proactive. So again, I was dollar cost averaging heavily into this position. It's one of my strongest meme coin plays to date. XRP is another one, as you know, heavily involved in this on the channel, was dollar cost averaging into that. And I was piling up on USTC a little bit more as we got that delisting cancelled. I thought there's definitely going to be something that pops off in the future, considering 45% of the overall total supply has been burnt throughout the course of 2023 to today's date. Going over to Lunar Classic as well, seeing a good reaction in the market. This is what we want to see. If the total crypto market cap's moving up, we want to be moving up with it. And a lot of people, they'll dip, they'll dive, they'll go into groups and they'll say, why is it going up? And it's simply Bitcoin. It's simply the total crypto market cap. And these are the things that you're going to want to pay attention to. So what I want to do just quickly here, it's a short video on Saturday for you, is get you guys up to speed. There's a lot of people who are warping, twisting, and changing really what my perspective is here. I'm 100% up for DEXs getting liquidity. I could not support this anymore if it was done the right way, if this was all being done in a correct manner. But what we're actually seeing is a serious situation playing out, effectively a Sybil attack, where all of the validators have now banded together. They're creating this sub-DAO and they're voting themselves all in as seat holders. Each and every one of them has a conflict of interest, as we know. Not only that, but each validator more or less on this has a DEX on chain. So not only do they have a conflict of interest voting yes in support of this council, this sub-DAO that they're going to have seats on, but they also benefit directly because yes, they have DEXs. Yes, they're going to be applying for liquidity funding for their DEXs. And this could be done on an individual basis directly through the chain's community spend proposal. This is another situation that I really can't stress enough when it comes down to the signers, the route this has taken. Each one of these signers, from my perspective, should be judged on an individual basis. And this is really important. You would not create a council in your local area and just vote 10 people in. You just wouldn't do this. You wouldn't go, okay, we're going to judge them all collectively. You wouldn't. You would judge each person that is going to take a seat on this council individually, as you would be for a job interview. For anything in life, you are judged on an individual basis. And then some developers that I've spoken to have even said they should be then judged as a collective to see if all of these people can work together effectively. And the assumption is they're not going to overstep the line. They're not going to overstep the boundaries of this sub-DAO committee. A lot of people are overlooking a few simple facts. If they're able, right, to collectively work together now to get this proposal passed because they've fed seats to some of the big players like LUNC Live and Jesus is Lord this time. They're going to be able to, just like I'm saying, the way they're doing this now, they're going to be able to create a spend proposal and they're going to be able to divert funds to this sub DAO that they've created because it has a treasury. And then once those funds, and it's just one time, they only need to do it one time, then the funding is in their treasury and they get to decide where it goes. They do not need to abide by governance, and it's just a mere assumption that they're going to do this. The scary part truly is the working, if you will, going from the first sub DAO, getting a very, very close pass in place, very close, and then saying to themselves, well, if we hand a seat, let's say, to Jesus is Lord, that's two very, very high up validators that we've secured. And then we really just need to offer Happy a seat, and then we need to offer LUNC Live a seat. I was offered a seat, I said no. We need to go through the layer one chain, the spend proposal, less confusion. LUNC Live and Jesus is Lord obviously said yes. We're also seeing Interstellar Lounge coming in with a 5% voting power as a yes. We're seeing Strafe Cole abstain from this, which I think is really interesting because effectively you do need to judge each one of these signers on an individual basis. Again, I'm all up for these dexes getting liquidity. Myself, having LUNC swap.fun, would have benefited directly from me saying yes, taking a seat, and then working to get the designated funds that we would like. Again, it's beneficial for me to just ape into this and just go, you know what, let's do it. I would love some liquidity for my decks. But I'm thinking of the overall general community, the broader consensus. You guys have been through this before. Vegas himself is a signer, and I have to hand it to him. He has voted abstain, but I think he has a duty right now to vote no with a veto. And even if he does, the only, and I really do think this is the case, the only people who can prevent this now from happening is All Nodes. All Nodes voted yes to the original sub down where the seats were going to be voted in. So I don't know if All Nodes are going to vote in support of this, if they're going to just simply abstain and say we don't want nothing to do with it, or if they're going to hold all of these validators responsible for voting yes on a proposal where they have a direct conflict of interest, not only in gaining seats on the sub DAO that they've created, but also with the fact that a lot of them have dexes on chain. They all stand to benefit from this directly. It's a peculiar situation for me because, again, I'm stood as a man alone. The only person voting no is Moonrunners, and shout out to Moonrunners at this moment in time. I'm there with a no with a veto, and it's going to stay like that. I have a duty to ensure that this chain stays as straightforward as it can be, and to ensure that we're upholding the integrity of this ecosystem. And I'm not simply going to ape into something because everybody else with the most voting power has banded together to gain seats. Again, can't stress it enough to everybody listening here. I am in support of dexes getting liquidity, but it should be done upfront through the layer one, using the tools that are already available that we're all used to, and creating less confusion and doing it the right way. We should vote in the sub DAO idea first, and then we should start filling the seats on a one-to-one individual basis, proposal by proposal. And yeah, it would take longer to do it, but at the same time, you wouldn't just be throwing a load of people into the mix to end up arguing, to end up overstepping, saying, well, they've not got enough funding, we want more funding than them all bickering, and it becomes this greater challenge outside of the layer one that we've all got to keep our eyes on, we've got to keep looking at. And again, this is all about diverting community pool funds, and many people are overlooking another simple fact with this. They're going to take community pool funds, they're going to sell them. They're going to sell them out for stable assets, and there's no guarantee, right? There is absolutely no guarantee that this is going to go off without a hitch, that there isn't going to be arbitrage issues where they start to lose the LP, where the LP starts to drop because of the price fluctuations, and then buying it in small bundles, small packets isn't working. It's all if, buts, and coconuts. And I look at this with Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. And in this case, with these signers, we've seen it go wrong many times before. It's going to be interesting, and I'll stand by what I stand by. I'm not going to change. I'll keep saying this, and I'll monitor this if it does pass, because that's All we can do at this point, we can only hope that you, the community, go to all nodes and you say to them, look at what Happy's saying. Look at the conflicts of interest. Look at what they have to gain. Look that they have these dexes. They're going to benefit directly from this subDAO, from the treasury. And again, all they need to do is get one spend proposal to pass. Would they be able to do it? Of course, they're going to be able to do it if they're able to band together to have this done. This is the inch. The spend proposal coming next to fund this subDAO is going to be the mile. But let me know what you guys think. Aside that, stay safe. Have a good Saturday. Try not to focus on the charts too much. It is looking good. I think it's going to be all down to how things band out with China and the United States. And Donald Trump has been saying recently there's going to be a lot of positivity that comes out of this. It's going to be very bullish. It's going to be positive. So we'll just have to hang on. We'll have to see what happens. And we'll just keep riding this wave as we go through. Everybody should pay attention to the fact that LUNC Live, Mr. Diamond Hands, voted no on the original subDAO. So did Jesus is Lord. And now they've been given seats. They're in support of it. This really does tell me what I needed to know. But let me know what you guys think. Aside that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And I'll catch you in the next one.